Hello everybody, this is the first video for using MATLAB, which is computer programming and software environment which is suitable for simulating the phenomena around us. It has a variety of toolboxes and simulation that we can use for many fields like biomedical field and communication field, signal processing, whatever. So it is, and aerospace, I think. So it is a very useful tool and it's very easy to understand and learn using the basics of MATLAB, of course. MATLAB stands for Mathematical Laboratory, as we see here. It stands for math, and lab, so it's Mathematical Laboratory. First, if you open the MATLAB or you download it and install it in your computer, and the first window, you will see that there is some window that you see on your computer. This windows, a small window inside the MATLAB programming. This have a very basic and fundamental work that your job gives you some information about your work. First, you see this is a large one that we call it command window. All the windows in MATLAB have a name, and the name is written here in a bar. Whenever this bar is in blue, then this is the active bar that you can work with it. Okay, this is active small window. Okay, so this is the command window. What is a command window? A command window, it is a place that you write the commands. You write the code to the program, and it is the same if you take programming language before. Then it is the same place that you will see the output on it on in here. So like in Python or C++ or B or whatever the computer language that you know before, the you remember that you can see that there is a terminal or an .exe or some yes, it's a terminal or CMD in Windows or Linux. So this is a black one that you remember, and the black one that you have the output on it. Here it is the one that you see here. It's a white background and it is inside the program. Of course, you can take it outside or move it. So this is not matter. What matter that you know that what is the use of this one. Another thing, this is a good place or this is a good window. Workspace is giving you some information about all the variables that you use in the MATLAB. Usually in computer language, the variable is a place that you store something on it. I will come forward for this information, but it gives you some information about all the variables that you use on your program and what is the value of each variable. Okay, now here you see that there is another one called history. Okay, history, command history. This gives you any command, any non-command. If you write anything in the command window and you press enter, then MATLAB will take it and try to run it, try to understand what it is and apply it. So MATLAB usually saves this line, save this command in here in this command history. So if you return back using the arrow, the up and down arrow in the command window, you will see that you will your computer is saving this command that you write before. Okay, now here as we see that this is the command window, that all the command window goes here. Now there is a special values on the commands. Now the commands of the MATLAB is something like a reserved name, and when you write it you will see the description or you see the effect of this reserved name. So some reserved special value. This is the important one. For example, pi. Yeah, you know, all of us, you know pi. This is 3.14 or whatever. So this is the normal pi, which we use it normally in a mathematical expression of phenomena like sine wave or cosine wave in communication or signal processing. Okay, and there is also infinity. I think you all know what is infinity. Infinity, that is a sign of the number that's go beyond any number, higher or lower, minus infinity or high or positive infinity, and it is non-zero, a real value. So this very large number, so it's calculating n over 0, whatever the number over 0. So if you write INF, then the computer will understand, MATLAB, I sorry, will understand that you mean infinity by this expression. I or j, this is the imaginary part, the root of square root of minus 1. If you write I or j, I think in the new version of MATLAB they use I, but they remember that J also referring to the square root of minus 1, the imaginary number. But I, these days, if you write J, it will gives you error or a hint that you should use I as the imaginary unit. Okay, nan or nan, this is the uppercase or lowercase version. It is not a number like you when you divide 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, it doesn't give you a number or a valid number value. So this is none, not a number. So this is also a function or a special value. Now to the arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators on the MATLAB, it is the same arithmetic operators only using the calculation in your real world in mathematics. So for example, the addition, if you add number by number, or subtract or multiply, or division, both of them are okay. Or this is the power, I think all of them you use it already in your computer when you use the calculator. So this is what we call arithmetic operator, because there is another types of operators. For example, the rational operator. The rational operator, it is the relational operator. It is from the name, it's expressing whatever you have to express it in according to another value. For example, 2 is higher than 1, or 1 is less than 2. So relational operators is when you compare two numbers, two values, two variables. You compare something by another something, which is the same in type. So this is what we use in if statement. Usually we use in it in if statement, or when we have a condition and we want to make sure that this condition is okay or not. To check this condition is okay, so then apply this code or run this code, or if it is not, then apply something else, or get out of here. So the relational operator is easy also. So this is less than the number here, the number in the right side is less than the number in the left side, and less than or equal, higher than or greater than, higher than or equal, equal to, and not equal. So equal, this is the same equal, because one of them, if you remove one of them, it's equal, it is assigning operator. So it's not equal like in mathematics, it is assigning operator. If you remember from the computer programming before, not equal to, it is using this value. I think it is in the up left corner of your keyboard in your computer or the laptop. this one, if you click shift and under the escape button. So this one is not equal to. Now I want to ask you to run the MATLAB, because this is supposed to be a laboratory, so you have to apply whatever it said here. So first, if you write a computer and see what's happening, and MATLAB wrote what's happening, and version what's happening. So I will go now to the MATLAB, and let's write. First, I want to speak about the what is variable. So this is when I open my MATLAB, the version that I have. Then I will see this is the command window. The other window is not here. Then I can use the preference here in home. This is the new version. All of them have something like this. So in home you will see that there is a new script here that you can click. The script means that if I write something here in the command window, I will save one command or two command, but after that, if I close my program, then all this command is lost. It's not a full program. So what to do to have a full program? Usually we have a new script. So if I click in a new script, then it will give me untitled new script that I can write 1000 line of code and save it in my computer as like a text file, like when you want to save some text on your word, or for example. Then when I open the computer again, I want to run all of them again, because in the history, for example here, as I said, you can use return back to the command that you used before. In the history you can go up and down like this. This is the command that I used before. Then you will return back to one by one. So this is very hard. That's why we have in all computer programming something like this, so you can save it. MATLAB have a file on its name. It's called the name of the file, and .m file extension that is saved for MATLAB code. Okay. So first you have new, that's giving you new script, and open. If you open an one before, saving this one. And if you save as or save all, if you open multiple of them, print and compare whatever, find and copy and paste here, and and comments. Now this is one of the important one. This is the run. When you finish writing your code here in the editor, you're supposed to run your code to see the output in the command window, as I said before. So in the command window we write one line, two line accordingly, but in the editor we can write the full program and run it to see the output in the command window. Or if we run a program to run a plot, for example, or a figure, the output is a figure, not a text, then it will show up in a new a window, a small window for this figure. Okay. So now what we happen now, yes, now let's take something about x equal to. Now what is x equal to? In computer programming, x equal to means that we have a value assigned to a name, which this name, when I click enter to run this command, it gives me that the computer assign a place in the memory, in the running memory, the RAM. If you know what is the RAM mean, in the RAM you assign a place, or assign a memory register, a place in the memory. So this place we assign it a name for us called x, and the value that inside x is 2. So this is like a variable, it's like a container for some value to work with. You can change the value. Yes, we can change, we can add something, we can multiply something, we can apply whatever we have. So this is how we store numbers, and this is how we work with it and express the complex mathematical expression. All the mathematics here are applied or depending on the variables x, y, z, and whatever. Okay, so in MATLAB, if you write a variable and without a comma, without a semicolon, then it will show up, you can see whatever you have. However, if I go up like this, the arrow, and click the semicolon, this semicolon, then if I click enter, then I can't see what is saved in this, what is the output of this line. So if I change the value 4, then I can't see what is the output of this value. However, if I remove the semicolon, and this time I will write y equal 5, then if I click enter, then I can see. So the semicolon is to show up or not showing what is inside, inside this variable. For example, if I click z equal x to the power 2 plus y minus 2. Okay, this is an equation, and this equation have two variables and have some mathematical expression. I use the arithmetic operators, and I don't know what is the value. The one before, you know what is the value inside. So if I click in the semicolon, I will not see what is inside z. I can't see it. How I can see in what's inside it? But if I remove the semicolon, I can see. It will calculate the value that I have, and then it will give you the final output or final result. So there is another command, disip, that we can show up what is inside this one. Yes, see, disip is have something else that we can show up if you use this comma, then z equal and shift enter to write multiple command, disip z. Now I have z equal 19. I change the idea of, or I use another type of showing the value or displaying the output of something. This is what we use usually, because if you have 100 command and you want to see one or two of them, and you don't want to remove and non-remove, so we usually put all of them semicolon, so we don't have many outputs. We just put displaying on the something that we want to see or we want to display on the command window or the output. Okay, so now returning back, yes, so here we have computer. What is a command window called computer or version? So returning back, if I write computer, it will give me the name of this computer. Okay, so you may ask, then what's happening with this computer language? As we know, or some of you know, that computer language have some command that's dealing with mathematical operator. Why we have something that gives us some information about our computer or something else? For example, var or version, the other one. It will gives you something about the information about what is this. This is the information about the MATLAB itself and the toolboxes that it have. Okay, All the toolboxes that this MATLAB have, the MATLAB version that we have or something the like or other stuff. Now there is if we have many large information or many information, that many lines of information on the command window, we can use some command to remove it. So returning back, now here we have date calendar. I will skip this, you can apply it in your home. So what we know or what we can learn from this, that MATLAB have hundreds, thousands of commands that we can reserve in our mind, so we just use it. As you see before, that there is hundreds of toolboxes for everything, and hundreds of on each one of these toolboxes have hundreds of commands, that or tens of commands that we can use to describe a mathematical or physical phenomena, specific one for any field of that MATLAB can express. So now you use MATLAB as a tool for yourself to express the phenomena in your field, and you can see the data, or you can see the figures that express this information. Now see here, this is, oh yes, I want to, there is another one. Yeah, before that we go to the complex numbers, I want to see give you some information about the system and file commands. System and file command, this is a very important commands. First we have this one, CLC. CLC, it's clearing the command window. Clearing the command window means that, sorry, yeah, CLT means that we clear the command window that we have. So if I have many lines, as I said before, you can just write CLT and clear all the command window. However, there is another two removal command, clear and clear all. Clear means that we clear the variables from the memory, and clear all, it's clearing all the variables. So clear, I think it's clearing one or two variables that we have now or later. Then clear all, everything that we saved using MATLAB today, when the from the beginning of opening the MATLAB, it will clear all of them. There is one also, this is important, help. It's very important command, because as I said before, there is hundreds of command in MATLAB and you don't know anything about it. So if you have a new MATLAB code and there is one or two command that you don't know, so you have three types of trying to get some help or knowing some information about. The first one, is using help. I will go through this in the program. So the first trial is to use this command. The second one is in the MATLAB itself. There is a bar for helping in the up, in the right up corner in the top. There is a bar to write the command or something that you want to ask about it. There is a very large or good documentation for the program that you can search on. Or the third one is to search on the internet, Google, ask Google. Okay, now there is another one to stop the MATLAB, quite or exit. Then this two, we don't use it usually because see, as you see that MATLAB is have a interface that you can click on it, but you know that this is a reserved command that you can write it as a name for a variable or something. Okay, now so as if I go here, yeah, I have many lines, so I click CLC, then it will clear everything. Clear, it will clear all the information. So if I right click X, it gives me undefined function or variable, an error. I wrote before that X equal 4 or 2 or 5 or whatever. So where is X now? It's cleared from the memory. clear all also. It clearing all the information and variables and data that we have. If you have some data, then there is something also is called close all. If you run a program and this program gives you for example 5 figures or 10 figures or 100 figures as output, then you can use close all to close all of them instead of closing one by one. Then you can use close all. So this is clear all CLC. It's much better. CLC, as you see before, it's clearing everything in the command window itself. Doesn't clear the anything in the memory. Okay. Now returning back to, this is I think the last thing, returning back to the complex function. The complex function is a function that we, why it's opening from the beginning every time? Yes, complex function, you know, from the mathematics or calculus 1 and 2 that there is something called complex number, like it's written like this: x equal to minus 3i or 3j. This is the square root of minus 1. So this is a complex number, and we in MATLAB we express it like this: x equal to minus 3i or 4i 5i. So this is the same idea or same expression that we use usually in the written by hand or expressed in the real mathematics. So, or you can use this one, complex 2 and comma minus 2, but this is in later or new edition of version of MATLAB. We can write this directly: absolute value and angle. So this is the number, yes, this is the real part, and this is the imaginary part. The real part we can use it, get it from a number like by real of x. This is a function. What is a function in MATLAB? In computer programming there is something called function, which is a multiple line of codes that's giving you a specific job. So when I call it one time, two time, four time, whatever I want, so it gives me the same job that I understand that this is meant it to be. So there is some function that's reserved, comes up when you buy MATLAB or download it from the then you use this function, and you know what is the job or what is the specific title or what's and you write it, usually you write it the name exactly as you see. But I think there is a problem here that we don't write uppercase, all of them are lowercase, and between brackets you can see that there is input for this function, and gives you what, if you apply this one to a complex number it will give you 2 here, and imaginary part it will give you minus 3. Okay, you can easily implement your function. Yes, you can easily implement your function and merge it in your program, then and express it so you can use it multiple times, whatever you have in your program or environment that you want to implement. Okay, now there is angle and absolute. The absolute value is the square root of this square, this the real part squared plus the imaginary part squared, and you take the square root, then this gives you the absolute value of the number, the complex function. And the angle is the tan minus 1 to the for the imaginary over the real. It is some information about the complex num function, but this is the common one. There is, I think there is another type of information that you can get from a complex function, but this is the most common and most important. The conjugate, if you remember from the calculus, the conjugate is like a x star. So x star is equal to the same number but different different sign for the imaginary parts. For example, this is x equal to minus 3i. X star, it will be equal to 2 minus plus 3i. So the x star is the conjugate, so this is will give you. I will try to apply this. Now if I write x equal to 3 plus 5i, then this is a complex number. Now if I want to get the real part, I will write like this. X will give me 3, imaginary part of x, it will give me 5 as I write. What we have, real, no, sorry, absolute of x, it will take the square root of the real part and the imaginary part of both of them squared and plus, then summation, then it will give the angle, then it will give me the angle of this one conjugate, yeah, I think this is, yeah, sorry, yeah. So you see the real one, the difference between the cognate and the imaginary part, that is different in sign of the imaginary part. Okay, so what I want to from you for this one is to express this example and this apply all of the information that we have for today, and see you next video. Thank you.